Hey guys, John here. Welcome to the third episode of NXT. This is where we just review what happened on NXT, give my personal thoughts about it, and etc. So up first, I'm not going to be doing the backstage segments this week because I did record. This is my second time recording the episode. I recorded it previously with all the notes and all that. Delete the notes because I'm an absolute dumbass, and then found out that the mic wasn't turned on, so I am retarded. Yay! Alright, so up first is the contract signing between Bayley and Auska for their NXT Women's Championship match at Takeover. It was a good segment overall. Bayley stating that Auska is the most dangerous competitor she's ever faced, and then she went through her career, stating that she was an underdog with the likes of Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Paige, and then she said that she wasn't the underdog. Well, she was the underdog when she faced Sasha last year at Brooklyn, but that she wasn't the underdog anymore because she won. Lucky her. Then she says that in Dallas, her nightmare came true when the Empress of Tomorrow, Auska, won their match. So that's very, very unfortunate for her. But she then signs the on the dollar line. Auska then retaliates, saying that Bayley doesn't have what it takes to beat her, but does not have. But that doesn't mean that the champ doesn't respect her. She then offers her a handshake, but Bayley refused, saying that last time you had a contract signing, you fell on your ass. So if you don't want that to happen this time, sign the goddamn contract. So she signed the goddamn contract. Stare down ensues. Good opening to the show. William Regal was there to operate proceedings, make sure everything didn't get out of hand. Up next was our first tag team match tonight. The Authors of Pain versus Rob Reigns and Adrian Nails. God damn, this was a jobber squash. To be completely fair, it was less than a minute long, the match. Well, just over 1 minute long. TM61 made the save after a post-match beatdown. Thorne and Miller got a similar fate to Nails and Reigns, getting completely nailed out by the Authors of Pain, pun intended. The Authors of Pain, they're good. They're really good. They're very dominant. And of course they have Paul Ellering as their manager, who managed the Road Warriors, and they were an awesome tag team. It appears though that TM61 is going to face the Authors of Pain at Takeover, so that's going to be a good one. Up next was Andarde, Cien, Almas, the undefeated Mexican, going against Angelo Dawkins. It was good. It was a good match. Cien did defeat him with the Hammerlock DDT, but then things got interesting. Bobby Roode then went to the ring gloriously. I do like his theme song. I have to listen to it a couple more times, but I don't think it suits Bobby Roode. It's more for like a championing underdog babyface rather than an arrogant heel. And plus, we all know Bobby Roode is amazing. But Roode revealed that Almas will go one-on-one with the glorious Bobby Roode at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. It's going to be a great match, without a doubt. Bobby Roode, excited to see his in-ring debut of NXT, especially against Cien. He's the perfect match really for Bobby Roode. So all in all, very good performance from Cien against Angelo Dawkins, and overall fantastic. Promo from Bobby Roode. Sorry that I'm going a bit all over the place. I'm really angry of having to record this a second time, and again I just really woke up, watched NXT, did this. Haven't even got breakfast yet. But up next was our women's match of the night. Liv Morgan against Billie Kay. Billie Kay won with a big boot at the end. The crowd was firmly behind Liv Morgan. It was more of a showcase for her Australian opponent, if anything. Although Liv Morgan did get some good offense in, it ended pretty well. Liv Morgan doing a monkey flip, teeing up her super kick, missing it, then Liv Morgan with a big boot for the win. It did seem kind of rushed. So that's going to be a bit... It sounds a bit weird, just like I didn't know who they were. Morgan has some sort of charisma in the ring, but Billie Kay, I think, is going to be the main heel in the women's roster after Takeover Brooklyn. I do think she's going to get a match with the title, be it against Bayley or be it against Auska. That's a story for another day. Up next was a tag team match. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Tucker Knight and Patrick Clark. It was revealed earlier on in the night, well, just before the match actually, that Ciampa and Gargano will face the Revival at Takeover Brooklyn versus the NXT Tag Team Championships. They did have a good match against Knight and Clark. They did end with a sandwich super kick. That's what we're calling it. It was sort of like a super kick to the head, super kick to the knee. Seeing it again, it looks more like a knee. So I'm going to call it the super kick knee combo. That sounds fun to say. Not as fun as a sandwich super kick combo. It was a good win for them. Starting to build momentum heading into Takeover. And up next was very good. It was SmackDown Live's Mojo Rawley against Samoa Joe, the NXT champion. Mojo Rawley he looked very good in this match. It was physically intense. He took the fight right to Samoa Joe early on. Very good showing from him. I like the way they're building him up to be a credible force, along with Zack Ryder. Looking pretty good. Unfortunately, though, Samoa Joe proved too much for Mojo Rawley, and he was forced to tap out with the Coquina Clutch. It was a good showing from Joe heading into Takeover. I suspect Nakamura will be in action next week as well to build some momentum for him. Mojo Rawley did look good in this match. He did manage to power out of the Coquina Clutch earlier on and managed to power out of the Muscle Buster. And he did hit his full Nelson Slam for a 2 count. So it looks pretty good. Either way, Joe defeated Rawley, and then he sent a message to Nakamura for locking in the Coquina Clutch again after the bell. And then he came out. Shinsuke Nakamura came out. Security held back Joe. Well, Nakamura played a little game of got your nose. And it was pretty fun to see Joe just completely go mental and Nakamura to be like absolutely messing with him. Not a good idea to poke fun at the NXT champion, especially Samoa Joe. But all in all, it was a good NXT. Building up feuds, building up more matches. Also, to add in a backstage segment, Austin Aries found out he'll fight No Way Jose at Takeover. So we have 5 good matches. I know this has been kind of short because I haven't covered backstage segments and stuff like that. They also said that Hideo Itami's going to fight next week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I did with SmackDown. I'm going to have a look at NXT Takeover Brooklyn's matches, and I'm going to see who I think is going to win. So up first, what I'm going to do is Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I do think Joe's going to be called up to the main roster very soon. So I do think Nakamura is going to beat Samoa Joe at Takeover. And he's going to be the main face on the roster as the NXT champion. And then he'll have feuds with like No Way Jose, Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, maybe Cien and Gargano. They look like pretty good. Maybe Andarde, Cien, Almas as well. But I do think Nakamura will win, and Joe will go up to the main roster soon after. I would like to see him mainly on SmackDown, since I do think he can do better there than on Raw, since Raw's like Reigns, Rusev, Big Show, okay. We have enough powerhouses on Raw, as well as Brock Lesnar. But Samoa Joe, the only real powerhouse on SmackDown in terms of like major superstars is probably Baron Corbin and Bray Wyatt. I'm not really going to count Eric Rowan in there since it's Eric Rowan. But I do think that they need to put Samoa Joe on SmackDown when he does go up. Up next is Bayley Auska 2 for the NXT Women's Championship. Again, I think Bayley's going to be called up to the main roster soon. So it would really make sense to put the title on her and damage Asuka's unbeaten reputation. However, I think Bayley's going to win this, and then Asuka will win the rematch, and then win Bayley's rematch, and then Bayley will go up to the main roster after NXT Takeover Orlando, aka WrestleMania. So that's what I honestly think. I do think Bayley's going to win, and that's going to tee up those sort of events. Up next, I'm doing the title matches first. Gargano and Ciampa versus the Revival, Dash and Dawson, for the NXT Tag Team Championships. First of all, I just want to say I haven't covered the titles much. I like the design of all the titles on NXT. I really like them. The tag team titles are my favorites, mainly because they have they're both unique instead of the penny tag titles on the main roster held by the New Day. One side is gold, one side is black, and then it's flipped reverse on the other title. So I really like that. Ciampa and Gargano, I think it's too early for them to win the title, so I do think the Revival is going to retain. But I do think Gargano and Ciampa should get the titles in the future. Up next is No Way Jose versus Austin Aries. I do think Austin Aries should get the win comfortably, since I do think they want to team up as the main tweener on NXT, like they did with, I presume, Finn Balor. So I do think Aries should be the main tweener. I think he should beat Mojo clean. And that tees up the final match. Bobby Roode versus Andarde, Cien, Almas. Bobby Roode. Without a shadow of a doubt, I think Bobby Roode should win. I do think he should team up as the main heel on NXT and have him have rivalries with Nakamura. Have him friends and enemies with Austin Aries, and I think those two are going to be the main guys on NXT once Joe heads up. And to be honest, I'm not really afraid for the men's solo or the tag team divisions on NXT, but I am worried about the women's division. Bayley and Auska seem to be the only two main superstars there. I do think they're trying to tee up Liv Morgan and Billie Kay as the next two like big women to come up. But yeah, I'm really concerned for the NXT women's division. But I'm not, and which is funny because I'm definitely not concerned for the women's division on the main roster, except for Eva Marie. I really hate her. But next week is Takeover. One final NXT taping beforehand. I'm really excited for it. Let me know if you guys are excited for Takeover. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Take care.